Today our topic is the Stoics' Guide to Facing Pain and Hardship. Life is not always easy. Everyone faces challenges, pain, and difficult moments. Sometimes these moments feel overwhelming, and we might feel lost or unsure of how to move forward. But Stoicism, an ancient philosophy, offers powerful tools to help us navigate these tough times. Stoicism teaches us how to stay strong, calm, and focused, even when life feels heavy. It is not about avoiding pain or pretending everything is fine. Instead, it is about learning how to face hardship with courage, clarity, and wisdom. The Stoics believe that pain and hardship are not just obstacles. They are opportunities to grow, to become stronger, and to discover what we are truly capable of. Let's explore some key Stoic ideas and how they can help us face pain and hardship in our own lives. First, the Stoics remind us that we cannot control everything that happens to us. This might sound simple, but it is a profound truth. We often waste energy worrying about things we cannot change, like the weather, other people's actions, or unexpected events. The Stoics teach us to focus on what we can control: our thoughts, our actions, and our reactions. When something painful happens, we cannot always change the situation, but we can choose how we respond. For example, if someone says something hurtful, we cannot control their words, but we can control whether we let those words upset us or whether we choose to stay calm and move on. This shift in focus from what we cannot control to what we can is a powerful way to reduce stress and feel more in charge of our lives. Next, the Stoics emphasize the importance of perspective. Pain and hardship often feel unbearable because we see them as entirely negative. But the Stoics encourage us to look at these experiences differently. They remind us that every challenge is a chance to grow. Think of it like exercising a muscle. When you lift weights, the effort feels hard, but it makes you stronger over time. Similarly, when we face difficulties, we build resilience, patience, and inner strength. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus, who was born a slave and faced many hardships, said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." This means that even the worst situations can teach us something valuable if we are willing to learn. For example, losing a job might feel devastating, but it could also push you to explore new opportunities or discover skills you didn't know you had. By changing our perspective, we can find meaning even in the hardest moments. Another important Stoic idea is the practice of gratitude. It might seem strange to talk about gratitude when we are facing pain, but the Stoics believe that focusing on what we still have can help us stay grounded. When life feels overwhelming, take a moment to think about the things you are grateful for: your health, your family, your friends, or even small things like a warm cup of tea or a beautiful sunset. Gratitude does not erase the pain, but it helps us remember that even in difficult times, there is still good in our lives. The Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius, who was a Roman emperor and faced many challenges, wrote in his journal every night about the things he was grateful for. This simple practice helped him stay balanced and focused even during tough times. By practicing gratitude, we can shift our focus from what we have lost to what we still have, and this can give us the strength to keep going. The Stoics also teach us to accept the impermanence of life. Everything changes: good times and bad times, joy and pain, success and failure. Nothing lasts forever. This might sound sad, but it is also a source of comfort. When we are going through a difficult period, it helps to remember that it will not last forever. Just as the seasons change, our lives go through cycles of ups and downs. The Stoics encourage us to embrace this truth rather than fight against it. By accepting that change is a natural part of life, we can let go of the fear of losing what we have, or the hope that things will stay the same. Instead, we can focus on living fully in the present moment and making the most of what we have right now. Another powerful Stoic practice is to prepare for hardship in advance. The Stoics called this premeditatio malorum, which means the premeditation of evils. This does not mean we should live in fear or constantly expect the worst. Instead, it means we should take time to imagine the challenges we might face and think about how we would handle them. For example, you might imagine losing your job, getting sick, or facing a difficult conversation. By thinking about these possibilities ahead of time, you can prepare yourself mentally and emotionally. This practice helps us stay calm and composed when challenges arise because we have already thought about how to respond. It is like rehearsing for a play. If you have practiced your lines, you will feel more confident when it is time to perform. The Stoics believed that by preparing for hardship, we can face it with courage and clarity, rather than being caught off guard. The Stoics also remind us to focus on what truly matters. In our modern world, we often get caught up in chasing money, status, or material possessions. But the Stoics teach us that these things are not the source of true happiness. Real happiness comes from within, from living with integrity, kindness, and wisdom. When we face pain or hardship, it can help to ask ourselves, what really matters to me? What kind of person do I want to be? By focusing on our values and principles, we can find a sense of purpose and direction, even when life feels uncertain. For example, if you are going through a difficult breakup, you might focus on being kind to yourself and others, rather than dwelling on the pain. By aligning our actions with our values, we can find strength and meaning, even in tough times. Finally, the Stoics teach us the importance of community and connection. While Stoicism emphasizes self-reliance, it also recognizes that we are social beings who need support from others. When we are facing pain or hardship, it is important to reach out to friends, family, or mentors who can offer guidance and encouragement. The Stoic philosopher Seneca wrote, "We are all waves in the same ocean." This means that we are all connected, and we can find strength in our shared humanity. By leaning on others and offering support in return, we can navigate life's challenges with greater resilience and hope. In conclusion, facing pain and hardship is not easy, but the Stoic philosophy offers us timeless wisdom to help us through these tough times. By focusing on what we can control, changing our perspective, practicing gratitude, accepting impermanence, preparing for challenges, focusing on what truly matters, and leaning on our community, we can find the strength to endure and even grow from our struggles. The Stoics remind us that pain and hardship are not the end of the story, they are part of the journey. And they can help us become stronger, wiser, and more compassionate. So when life feels heavy, remember the Stoic principles and take one step at a time. You have the strength within you to face whatever comes your way.